Hey, howdy, it's me, Manic Mark, coming to you from the bunker system located underneath the Art Found somewhere in the jungles of the Midwest. Woo. Today was some day. I decided to work on the yard, so I mowed it at 8 o'clock, which usually means the yard's a little wet, but gotta get it done because rain was supposed to move in. This is another exciting story. So I get the yard mowed and do the trimming, and then started weed whacking a hillside. So I went up to a size 12 football cleat. And the football cleats, they work real, like this is my fourth pair. The softball cleats, well, see, here's the problem. The football, they work really well. On this hillside, it's just, they work really well, but they're still not made for football fields, you know, like football fields are flat. So is there a market out there for a garden shoe that's basically a football cleat shoe with like a real kind of like a gripping instep sort of, you know, like curvy on both sides where, I don't know. Probably $1 million idea for somebody. Not me. Anyway, so I'm on the hillside, and I went from 11 and a half to a 12 finally. I thought, well, if I get them a little bit, so anyway, the 12s work pretty good. Now, the softball cleats are metal, and they work really well too, but they're much stiffer, at least the one pair I got. So 3 pairs of football cleats, and then the softball cleats, the football cleats are fine. The last pair I got just has like 2 little spiky things on the back heel and a couple in the front. Some have more than that. These have metal, like little screw-in metal things underneath. I guess they're replaceable. Anyway, that works pretty good. But nonetheless, my feet get so messed up that I can't. I used to wear combat boots, and when I was younger, I could do the whole thing about an hour and a half. And now it's like 3 days. So, mainly because of the feet. That was an exciting story. So I don't even know if I should tell this story because it just sounds like bragging, but why not? Why not? It's my video. I'll brag a little bit. If I want to. So I go to yoga class, and it's the mistress of yoga. And she has some time at the end of the class, so there's not very many people in the class. It's like sort of the more intermediate class. They're never an advanced class. Sometimes he tries to do a little bit of like one and advanced little, just as an experiment to keep people interested, and that's great. I like giving these things a try. Really like serious bending, balance poses and stuff like that. So anyway, but occasionally she'll go around and just bend you a certain way, to show you what it feels like to be bent that way. It always feels pretty good, you know. Okay, and so anyway, she's going around and she's bending people, and she gets to me finally, and it's a pose where she has to sit behind you and like stick her legs out, and then you're supposed to put. It's easier for me to tell this why. I'm telling you on video because I can kind of demonstrate it. So I was supposed to put my hands on my hip like this, and I got them some other way. She stands up, and she has to, because she's got a thick accent, so I don't really understand all the time. My hearing's not so good anyway, so she demonstrates it. She illustrates it, so I put my hands this way, and then she comes back, and she's trying to stick her arms through here, through the back, so that she can pull them back, and she can't do it. And I'm like, of course, I can't see what she's trying to do. I can kind of feel it. I don't know what's exact, but then finally she giggles a little bit, and she's huffing, like, and I finally, oh, she can't pull, so I really kind of, she finally gets her hands grasped, and she's kind of pulling, and then she says, "He's so toned." I thought, what? And then she says, under his shirt, he's so toned. It was great. I really appreciate the outburst. So the lady next to me, she's been doing classes for months on end now, hasn't said a word to me, happens to have her mat next to me, and she turns to me, she says, "We're going to start calling you Mr. T now." It's the only thing she said to me in months and months. It was funny. It was a funny moment. So anyway, it was nice that somebody noticed that I've been working hard. Anyway, That was nice. So it gave me a little bit of energy to go and do the rest of my workout for that day. Anyway, so now where do we go on from here? Like turning 60. I think turning 60, I was talking to another guy that turned 60, and he said, yeah, I turned 60 and everything changed. I said, yeah, it changed for me too. And for him, it was like the realization that things he used to do, he couldn't do anymore. But for me, and I understand that, and that's true, okay. But for me, it was the realization that I can do certain things I didn't think I'd be able to do. I can still do them and do some of them, maybe not, I can't say. It's just like, it's great to be able to do what I can do now at this age. That's all. I'm just very happy for change. Unlike all the time I struggled to do something else. So this is not a struggle. It's still a challenge. Being over 60, of course, it's a challenge. But then you realize finally, I think, if you even make it to 60 years old, that suddenly it's not like, well, I'll wait 5 years and do this differently the next time, or like, if you like buying a new car at 60, well, I'll wear this one out in 10 years and I'll get another one. And you plan ahead a little bit more than I'm sure when you turn 70, it's even like I think it's the same thing. I'm just maybe ahead of schedule. I don't know. So anyway, it's just nice to be able to do what I can do. Anything, mowing the lawn, and I never really hated mowing the lawn, but now it's just, mowing the lawn, taking care of things. I don't get upset. Things don't get, there's still a little bit like, I wish I could keep things going more, but it was like, but now when I do something, it's like, thank God I was just able to do that. It's not like I'm trying, anyway, do you have any records? Not many. Where did I go? Oh, the thrift store. Oh, okay. I wonder if I have to cut all that out. I'll just hold them up. I can't say that the covers are all kind of rough. Who knows what the discs will sound like? I don't know. Just hold them up. This is a curious cover and an interesting title. Businessman's Bounce. Is it Edie Lamar? Or is it Eddie? Edie? His. Eddie? Was there an Edie Lamar? I'm thinking of an actress, right? So this is Eddie. What if Eddie had married Edie? They would have the same, she wouldn't have to change her last name, but people would have to figure out how to say their first names. Oh, so what's the deal with this? I don't know. What is Businessman's Bounce? There must be some kind of old antiquated slang that must describe something. I don't know. Pal Jolly, Bill Seymour. This is kind of a great, it looks like a honky-tonk thing, but it's not. It kind of looks like the stripper bar with the drummer. It's pretty parade, it's pretty budget, but it's a nice cover. Wish this cover was better. It's tops. It's a compilation of tunes from folks like Etta Jones, Lena Horne, Helen Humes, and Ivy Anderson, Linda Keene, some people I haven't heard of. It would be a nice cover if you could see it through all the wear. I know that man. It's the Herod family? Hurrah family. Oh, apparently they're out of West Virginia. So, don't know what to expect out of that. Another Nancy Wilson album. I was listening to one of her albums today. Very much enjoyed it. And here's another one. A Touch of Today. She does better with slower numbers than faster numbers. Hi-Fi Zither, Ruth Welcome. I couldn't remember if I had this one or not. Nice photograph of Ruth on the back. The Zither Queen. Made a life for herself playing the zither and doing pop music. Jimmy McPartland. Oh, this is on a budget label, Palace. The Jimmy McPartland Band. Jazz, Chicago style. His wife, Marion. I just couldn't, Marion? Oh, man. Never mind about that. Boy, your memory is bad. I wish somebody hadn't taken a pencil, some kid had taken a pencil and worked on the eyebrows. Sweet and Lovely, Buddy Cole and the Mellow Airs. Anyway, this is Tops. It's also on Tops. And a Neal Hefti album I don't have, which sounds interesting. Possibility that there'll be a sample to follow from this Neal Hefti orchestra with 24 violins, troops of flutes, and a hip harpsichord. That's right, hip harpsichord. That could be good. Movietone, on Movietone label, whatever that is. I think I've got this one. I picked it up again just in case I don't have it. I know I have it, but sometimes I pick them up like, oh, I do have it, but it's mono, and it's this with the stereo copy, so maybe this is the stereo copy. I can compare and contrast. I also know, another Tops. I also know that I've got this one. This is on the bottom of the stack for no reason, because I'm going to go like complain about it. But it's like, oh, Venture and Sound, multiple instrumentation, vocals by Dina. Great cover, but as I remember, I didn't care really. It was like, I didn't really care for it. But I shouldn't say that, because I said something about an album during the last video. It was like, I really like this, and so when I went upstairs to listen to it, I realized I didn't have it, and it wasn't at all the album I thought it was. What a surprise that is. All right. Well, there was a lot of retrospective thinking in this presentation. Maybe I'll leave it in, maybe I'll cut it out. If you're listening to this and you're like, what is he talking about? Then you know that I cut that part out. Because it's just different. Going over 60 is different, because I swear things get completely different. Like stuff that I used to be gung-ho about, you know, and it's just like, what? Why? You know what? There's no reason to be. I definitely got to cut that part out. I cut that part out because I'm just going on and on. Was there anything interesting to talk about at all? Anything interesting to talk about at all that I can stick in this video? Oh, the humidity's back. That's right. Humidity levels have gone up in the past couple of days. Maybe we better just play the musical sample. That's right.
Bye.